So for some that may not know, what is the process of actually going and requesting your service medical records?
Great question. So there is a form, a specific form that you can be able to request your service records, right? What it's called the SF-180. Okay, it's a service medical request form. You go and fill that form out, and you can actually mail that form off to the National Personnel Record Center, or be able to get it to them, fax it off, and so on and so forth. There's also a process where you can go ahead and fill that form out online, but they're still going to make you print it out and send it off to them in some type of fashion. They don't have the digital system to go straight through just yet, right? That's still, there again, technology. Obviously, the private sector is much faster than the government sector, which again, they're working on things. Okay, we always want to see improvements. So that's very good. But that form that you will go ahead and fill out, you make sure you go ahead and complete the form in its full entirety and go ahead and get it to them as soon as possible. All right. So you can be able to check on the website for the nprc.gov. And again, you can be able to check on the status of that request there.
Absolutely. So, okay, so that's very important to know. So we're going to need to know that they're going to essentially need to print and sign that form, right? Because you need a wet signature. And in terms of filling out that form and making sure that they kind of expedite that process, right? Of actually putting that form in, right? Because if it's going to take 4 to 6 months, you want to make sure you're doing everything right. So what are some key items, right, on that form that you want to make sure that you have filled out correctly to ensure that it's going to be processed?
So what I say is basic information, right? Basic information: name, phone number, email address, stuff like that. Also, they're going to be requesting such things as social, birthday. These are all personal information, PII. So be very careful when you're sending this form out. Security is very important. But military service time. Military service time, that is a component I will always make sure that we discuss, right? Because a lot of veterans are not filling out the forms properly. And when they fill out the form, the SF-180 form, what happens is that you request your records, but what happens is you don't have enough information on the form to be able to get your records in. So now their search for your records are futile. Now they can't find your records. They don't know who you are. You're not the only John Doe with a social security entering 1234. That you're not the only one. So you must provide the information in a detailed fashion so they can be able to get your records to you as soon as possible.
Absolutely. No, that's a good point, right? Because they ask for the service time with the date. So if you know the approximate dates, definitely fill that in. And they also ask for duty stations, right?
Yeah.
A lot of individuals may not fill that portion out, which is going to cause some delays. So it already takes 4 to 6 months to receive that. So if you don't want a further delay, check and add that information. If you don't know it offhand, try to recall, look at some documents, do what you can to fill that in.
Well, please fill it in. But I'll tell you right now, and for those who are still watching, guess what? You get a special secret. So I'm going to tell you this. When you are filling out your documentation, make sure you understand that you are going to only fill out the information that is not in par with all the detailed hospitals and medical facilities and such, because what's going to happen is your records, the request is going to get held up. All right. That one was free. You can call us for the rest. But so with that being said, that is very important because again, being able to search for these records it's very hard. If you're a Desert Storm veteran in 1996, right? You're a Desert Storm veteran in 1996. That was over 20 years ago. How am I supposed to find the information of the hospital that you went to in Qatar? Okay, a private facility hospital that you went to Qatar, or wherever, whatever specific place that you were stationed. But what I would say is make sure, again, these are the fine nuances you want to kind of navigate and make sure that you're able to get your request off.
Absolutely. No, that's really important.